Hello engineers, welcome to JAL Consult. Today's tutorial will be on electrical cable design. There are more than 20 different types of cables available today, but we will be focusing on cables pertaining to building services engineering as always. A wire is a single electrical conductor, whereas a cable is a group of wires swathed in sheeting. To a building services engineer, these two terms can be used interchangeably. The aims and objectives of a building services engineer while designing a cable system is to be able to use them to transfer signal from point to point efficiently and at an economical rate. Cabling, being the process of wiring in building services, is divided into two. We have the low voltage wiring, which can also be called structured wiring, and the high voltage wiring. The low voltage wiring or cabling refers to the electrical network upon which digital and communication technologies are built upon. Examples of such wiring include data network, telephone system, security system, audio system, etc. The high voltage wiring system, on the other hand, refers to the electrical network upon which electrical distributions, home accessories, appliances are built upon. Let's begin with the low voltage cabling. As already explained, is a cabling which digital and communication technologies are built upon in our homes. They are the wire being used for all the low power systems in our homes. The main consideration while designing them include 1. The bandwidth, which simply means the speed required to transfer the signal through the cable. They are basically being dictated by the numbers of access points the system we are designing is having, or by the maximum speed the signal can use to pass through the cable. The second is the distance, which simply implies we must consider the length over which a signal is to be transmitted before selecting the cables to use for our design. The performance of the cable, scalability and durability of the system are also part of the consideration. This will be broadly explained during our design process. But based on this, low voltage cables can be classified into three. We have the twisted pair cables, the coaxial cable, and the fiber optic cables. The major difference between them arises from the material carrying the signal. Let's take a look at the twisted pair cables, which is the most popular and widely used cable. They basically use ordinary copper pairs, which are in multiple, twisted around each other. A wire carries the voltage and the other will serve as the ground reference so as to prevent interference effect. They are of 7 types. 3 are almost obsolete. You can only find them in ancient installations. These include the Cat1, Cat2, and the Cat3 twisted pair cable. The four types in use today are the Cat5e twisted pair cables, which are also known as the Ethernet cables, or you call them RJ45 cables, because it is the major connector we do use for them. The Cat5e cables are the most commonly used cable in building services for data and voice network, with a transferring rate of 1 GB per second over a distance of 100 meters. The E means extended, Cat5e, Cat5 extended, as they are advanced version of the deprecated Cat5. The names are mostly used interchangeably. The second type of twisted pair cable is the widely spread Cat6 twisted pair cable. The Cat6 twisted pair cable is an improvement of the Cat5e cables with 10 GB per second speed over a distance of 55 meters and 1 GB per second over the next 100 meters. We still have the Cat7, which are designed only for industrial purpose because of their high speed and zero tolerance for interference. The last of them all is the Cat8 twisted pair cables. Although they are newly introduced and are specifically for data-intensive application, they are intended for short ranges, most especially within the data centers, but not for an entire building. The second classification of low voltage cabling is the coaxial cable, which are going extinct because of their signal do attenuate, but are still being used for television and radio application due to their excellent bandwidth, which is higher than the twisted pair cables. They are made up of a single copper core for transmission. The last of them all is the fiber optic cables, which are the kind of cable that uses the cores and the claddings to transmit optical signal. These cables do transfer up to 10 GB per second over 10 km distance. Although they are expensive because of the need of transferring optical signal back to electrical signal, they are the best for long distance deployment due to their high speed. They are majorly used for interconnecting data centers and in security systems. Majorly, low voltage cables used in building services are of two varieties: shielded and unshielded. Low voltage cables are being shielded to prevent more the effect of interference. Shielded cables are mostly used in delicate applications. Hope you find this brief explanation on structured wiring helpful. Comment below please, and don't forget to like and subscribe.